The late scratching there is the 19, the coach choice filly. So under starters orders now. Stalls are back and we're off. And getting out fast over on the inside there now as they settle down into stride was the Don Eduardo gelding. Spartacus gelding will settle up on its outside. A length out wider than the Holy Roman Emperor filly around Lay Feeds between runners, and back over on the inside 2 Camels getting the run of the race. 2 lengths away Dragon Keeper around Bella Lady. 600 left to go, and up on the outside now the Spartacus gelding rolls on to the lead over the Don Eduardo gelding. Lay Feed in behind, and then came 2 Camels out wide of the Holy Roman Emperor filly. Further back is Bella Lady, and back there 2 Dragon Keeper. 250 left to go, and our leader Spartacus gelding trying hard. 2 Camels the outside. Further back Bella Lady and Dragon Keeper. 75 to go. Spartacus gelding holding a margin down to the line over 2 Camels. Spartacus gelding a length 2 Camels. They were followed by Dragon Keeper third, Bella Lady fourth. Lacil Feeds was the next one across. They were followed by the Don Eduardo gelding, the Holy Roman Emperor filly. Late scratched at the start was the 19, the coach choice filly. And the reason for my delay when those gates opened, I'm sure the inside gate fell over. The inside part of the gate fell over just as the gate sprung open. Luckily we didn't have a horse down in barrier 1. Set for the last of our 1,000-metre trials today. And the stalls spring back and they're off. Getting out fast was Physicist on the inside, High Chaparral mare. Sultan of Sydney. And getting around runners there now is the duelled filly to be right on the speed as well with 800 left to go. Yaneman Vital Colt between runners. I've got legs out wider with Pentagram. Now the High Chaparral mare back to second last, and the Gold Centre filly back last on the inside. Down they come, 600 left to go. Sultan of Sydney, duelled filly right there with it. Out wider on the track, I've got legs. Back on the inside, Physicist over the Yaneman Vital Colt, and out wider Pentagram. 2 lengths away, High Chaparral mare. And the Gold Centre filly back last on the swing, 350 to go. Sultan of Sydney, Amber Edmeads out and after it, the duelled filly. Out wide of the Yaneman Vital Colt. Looking to get up on the inside is Physicist, and looking to run its race out strongly too is the High Chaparral mare. Still in front though, Sultan of Sydney. The elusive quality gelding is in. Sultan of Sydney for Amber Edmeads over the duelled filly, Yaneman Vital Colt, and Physicist. In behind was the High Chaparral mare. Then I've got legs, Pentagram, and the Gold Centre filly will be the last one through. And we're often trialling. Standing there was Talos. One of the first to get out is Flying Sound. Volksraad gelding's right up there. Mosquitoes heading forward, as to the postponed gelding. And wider on those, the Handsome Ransom gelding. There followed then in behind is the Perfectly Ready gelding with Euristia at the tail end of the group, and Talos is beaten off by some 9 or 10 lengths. 700 left to go, and the stablemates Paeroa in the lead. Mosquito the inside of the Handsome Ransom gelding. Out wider on those is the Perfectly Ready gelding. Then Flying Sound on the inside of the postponed gelding. A length back then the Volksraad gelding looking to get into the heat now for Craig Grills, Euristia, and Talos further back. 450 left to go as they come onto the corner. Mosquito the inside of the Perfectly Ready gelding. At them quickly now down the outside is the Handsome Ransom. In fact, the Perfectly Ready at them down the outside. The Handsome Ransom, the black cap, starting to get into its work. The Volksraad gelding, and there the postponed gelding as well. Volksraad gelding, Mosquito kicking hard on the inside. Mosquito though. Mosquito and Matty Cameron too good for a lineup here. Volksraad gelding, postponed gelding, and the Perfectly Ready gelding right there, and not too far away Flying Sound. They were followed by the Handsome Ransom gelding. Further back was Euristia, and Talos will be the last one through. Set and ready. And they're off. Missing it was the Spartacus Colt. He'll clearly get back at the tail end of the field in the early stages of the heat as the O'Reilly goes on to the lead. From up on the outside in second, the Darcy Brahma filly, and out wider on those is Mind Craft. Then Giona in behind with back on the inside the Vessel 2 lengths away. They're followed by the grey-blue Streak, and then came the Lucky Unicorn Colt, and a break of half a dozen away. Spartacus Colt whips them in. Across the top and down to the 600 metres they work. O'Reilly Gelding, Darcy Brahma Filly, Giona the inside, then Mindcraft. 2 lengths away, Blue Streak, who races on the inside of the Vessel. Further back, the Spartacus Colt, and further away then as they corner up was the Lucky Unicorn Colt. Homeward bound, O'Reilly Gelding at it quickly over on the outside. The Darcy Brahma Filly, Blue Streak putting in its run. Giona's looking for clear, running in behind, and then the Spartacus Colt and Mindcraft still in front though. The O'Reilly Gelding and Troy Harris trying hard. The Darcy Brahma Filly, O'Reilly Gelding. There's Troy Harris at his best. Good to have you back too, Troy. Second over was the Darcy Brahma Filly. They were followed by Giona, and a nice run too, the Spartacus Colt, after blowing the start. Further back in the field there now was the Lucky Unicorn Colt. Blue Streak was back in the field. As two now as they've run past was Mindcraft, and back there too the Vessel. To the outside, Don Eduardo Gelding, Tasha Collins. Stalls are back and we're off in the 25th heat. Getting back at the start is the Gold Centre Colt. The others have come out in a good line. Monto Polo's up on the speed with on the inside the Dan Road Gelding. The Pins Gelding will settle down third, just on the inside of the Don Eduardo Gelding. They follow 2 lengths away then to Flying Legend, and 2.5 back of the tail the Gold Centre Colt. So work to the 700 metres. The Dan Road Gelding leads a half. Monto Polo to its outside. A length back the Pins Gelding the inside of the Don Eduardo Gelding. Back in the field at the 600 we have the Gold Centre Colt on the outside of Flying Legend. Down they come, and it's the Dan Road Gelding and Craig Grills. Monto Polo, Pins Gelding getting off the back of the leader now for Cameron Lammis. Out wide of the Don Eduardo Gelding, and right down the outside is the Gold Centre Colt, letting down strongly, and then in behind is Flying Legend. Don Eduardo Gelding strikes the front. Pins Gelding's got a good fight though on the inside, and then the Gold Centre Colt and Flying Legend. Pins Gelding lifting hard under Cameron Lammis and the Don Eduardo. They hit it. Pins, I reckon, on the inside will just get it over the Don Eduardo. It's tight though. They were followed then by the next across Flying Legend, the Gold Centre Colt. Further back in the field, the Dan Road Gelding. And back of the tail, Monto Polo.